Hello and welcome to the another session of PPM Tool Unified Solution Execution Overview. So in this session, we are going to see the execution tab, execution stage of the project and its related options. Okay, let's go and click on the execution. So like in charter and in the planning, we also have certain things in the execution page. So these are the tabs that are present in execution. So most of the tabs are known to us, which are been coming from the charter. See the project status here, the deliverables are here, the KPIs is there, and the risks are there. So few tabs are new to this execution, which are like change requests, issues, lessons learned, escalation matrix, and sponsor survey. So during execution phase, we may get a lot of issues. So if you get if any risk that you have identified is occurred, so that becomes that risk will become an issue. So let us come. Let me edit this, and it has moved into issue. So I'll save it, and then go to issue, and then we can document the issue here. So my risk I have documented and identified in the planning stage. Currently I got some issues. So it is like issue log, like how we added a risk into it. So we can add issues like this using this add button. And also there is something called change requests. So we may get a lot of change requests which is going out of the scope. So we need to escalate it to the management by raising a change request. So we may do it in separate mode, but here when it comes to the project management, so what we have done, we need to document it in the change requests. So let's go and see add a one change requests. So go and give the title of the change. Maybe I'll give like requirements changing requirements. So now I need to select what kind of change it is. Is it a scope or deliverable, or is it related to budget, schedule, or targets? Maybe I would prefer this scope and deliverable. And we can document the other things like, so from change description to change description, and reason behind changing, and impact and implications, change requester. So change requester can be anybody in the project team, right? Anyone can raise a change request, so we can just give whoever raised and on what date when he has raised that, and give the actions plan, and then save it, so that all your change requests, whatever we have done so far in the project, will be documented here. And likewise we can also go and document our lessons learned register. So this is my lessons learned. You go and add all your lessons learned here. This lessons learned document is a powerful document inside the project management system. So we may have we may learn lot of lessons from the vendor side, and from the sponsor side, and from the internal policies and procedures, and we can learn many things from the team members. So we can always document as a project manager. If we could keep on documenting what day by day stories, so end of the uh, this register will become a powerful document which can be used for the, which can have a source, which can be like a source for the future projects. And in the status, so most of our life will rely on this execution part. So because planning we may wind up in few weeks, but in the execution, maybe in STC our project's size is like a 1 year and 1.5 year, 2 years. So these 2 years we have to be in the execution tab and always go and access your schedule. Always access your schedule and update the schedule according to the project updates. So let's say I completed, so maybe the first two deliverables, and I can say 100% complete. So I'll go here and update straight away, or you may think that it is 50% or something like that. You just go and update. And let us, as I promised, let us have a full version of this planning and tracking in professional. We call it as Microsoft Project Professional. We'll have a separate video on this. So currently what I am showing is how to edit certain things in browser, and browser supports a minimal supports with a minimum features, where Microsoft Project Professional has got a rich functionality and we can do a lot of other things in professional. So now since I have updated few activities, I'll go and publish it. And once it is published, as I told you, so please come out of the schedule, so and say check-in. So we will come out of the schedule and click on the check-in and go and access your project. So click on your project name. So now the status, see here, it is in checked in mode and also published. So meanwhile there is a feature called project progress report. So these are the instant reports I can access according to the current update. So these are the instant project information and project scoring according to our plan. So the overall percentage completion is 50%, and the department of the project is this: start date, finish date, the status is created, the current workflow stage, and these are the high level implementation plan. Nothing but these are the high level activities. Okay, my build, so the baseline date is this and actual finish is this, and this is how we can see a progress report. It's a daily progress report. According to the update it shows up, and come back to the execution. And what we may have to do is, once your execution is completed, once you're done with your execution, kindly go to as usually go and click on your project title to submit the execution. This should be the last step of your workflow. I mean, according to the project status. So once your project is completed, you click on the PPM tool, your project title, and come down, and something is waiting for you to submit. My execute, the project phase, the execution phase is waiting for me to complete. I can say okay, complete, so that it goes to the handing over. So let's click on your project title and see that your current workflow stage has gone to the S09 project handover. And in the handover there should be something to come up here, right? So till it comes, you go and click on your project title so that it will refresh. And now if we observe, once we refresh the project, so we observe that a closeout has come into picture. This could be a last phase or last stage of my current workflow So I'll go and access the closeout and see what is there in it. So this closeout has a project closure, page. So now we need to give a high level impacted deliverables. Maybe my deliverable 2 is impacted, something like that. You just go and give some, so something like that. We can go and document few things before handing over and then save it as a document. And once this document is saved, go and click on the project title, so that, and somebody is waiting for us at the work list. My project closeout stage is waiting for me to complete. From the project manager side, he needs to go and say complete, so that it goes to the hierarchical structure as we discussed in the project trigger. We have project manager and project owner, and we have project sponsor. So now the second hierarchical level after project manager should be the project owner, whom we identified as a project owner. That person would get a mail like this. In his work list, he can see, and he can go and basically approve it. So that you come back again and keep refreshing on the project title and come down and see. Once after the project owner approves, it goes to project sponsor approve now. In the same project, this is my title. In the same project, my sponsor approval is required. So let's approve it and come back again and click on your project. And finally, you can see here sector PMO close. This is how the STC hierarchical model has been built inside this workflow. So once we executed and completed the project and handing it over to the management, so we need this certain hierarchical level. So this project PMO close should be the last approval authority. He can go and say complete, so that your entire workflow will complete. I can say it is from the initiation till closure. I have completed all the procedures that has given by the workflow. So now my project I completed and I fulfilled the agenda. And from so this is the closeout video. Thank you so much.